Hello, this is Pink Leather and Lace, and today, let's talk about hot boys. Say, we had such a lovely weekend, hadn't we? What did you do on your weekend? Oh, I sure remember what I did on the weekend. I watched a couple of boys frolic on their weekend. We're reviewing The Weekend! Ah, The Weekend. One of the best gay films, not just of the decade, but of all time. I kid you not. If you Google best gay films, all the lists you would come across would mention The Weekend within the top 10. What can I say? This 2011 British film has charmed its viewers years after its release. Now, if you're like me, and by that I mean kind of hipster, you might be wondering, with all the hype and attention and press and reviews this movie has received, you just gotta ask, is The Weekend slightly overrated? Let's find out by reviewing The Weekend. So The Weekend opens, appropriately enough, on a Friday night, where we see Russell, played by Tom Cullen, attending his best friend's party, where they talk about throwing another party on Sunday. Straight people, they plan parties weird. So Russell leaves, he goes to a gay club, he flirts with someone over the urinal, and he ends up bringing home Glenn, portrayed by Chris New, the beautiful, beautiful Chris New. I'd spend a weekend with him anytime he wants. In fact, it doesn't even have to be a weekend. I'm free on Wednesdays, and also Tuesdays, and honestly every other day of the week. They wake up together the next day to have their first conversation, and we run into my first problem with the movie. Literally everything before this point could be cut out and nothing would be lost from the movie. I guess the urinal scene was kinda hot, but we have this concept pretentious English students call in medias res. It means starting as close as possible to the action without taking away from the narrative of the story. Look at it this way. When you're on a date with a hot guy, you want to start as close as possible to the action. No more silly, where were you born, or how was your childhood? You want to get to the good stuff, so you ask questions like, whose place? Yours or mine? Yours is closer, but mine has all the toys. So Glenn likes to interview his sex partners on tape. They talk about what happened the night before. They were talking about the club, how they got together. Again, rendering the opening scene unnecessary. And then this.
I wanted to lick your pits. I gotta think about pits. Can't lift up.
No.
Okay, one, that's kinda hot. But number two, is it just me, or do a lot of gay movies tend to talk openly about fetishes? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for sex positivity, but I just needed to point that out because I'm going to go back to that later on. They say goodbye in the hallway very awkwardly, while a straight couple in the background can openly say goodbye because irony 101. Then we see a scene with Russell where he works as a lifeguard. He gets all thoughtful about the gay couple, he talks to some people at work, and I'm sorry, but no. My problem with the film number 2, filler content. The Weekend is strongest when it's Glenn and Russell, and the plot moves forward through their dialogue. Scenes such as this serve no narrative purpose. To show passage of time? Yes, but tweak something and that's solved. to show change with Russell? No, because his temperament has been established already. To put things they can talk about later? Yes, but they talk about fucking everything. My God, they do. It's just what they do. It's nitpicking, yes. And I hate to do this because I promised I wouldn't do it, but before sunrise. Before sunrise, before sunset, before midnight, and whatever they'll call the next movie, probably before lunch hour. You can create a full-length narrative with just two people and it can work, and this movie obviously wants to do that, and it was just so damn close, so damn close, but we just needed to put in a scene about being out in the workplace. They meet up again. We find that Glenn works in a gallery. They discuss art. Because, you know, it's a gay indie. What else would they talk about aside from art? Of course, art and sex. Because, you know, that's all gay guys think about. Art and sex. I just fluctuate between the two. Who to bang and how to write sweet, sweet poetry on his body.
Oh my God. What's wrong with you?
Then we find out that Glenn is leaving tomorrow for art school in the States because we need more conflict. So let's borrow from every sitcom finale out there. And Glenn invites Russell to his going away party in a very I kinda have feelings for you, but I kinda don't want to show it because if I do, it's kinda creepy kinda way. Yeah, you've been there. Then another pointless filler scene. Skip! The party happens. It's filler. Really, anything that isn't these two guys is filler. Though we do have that interesting scene where Jill, Glenn's friend, tells Russell about Glenn's ex John and how she, as well as Glenn's other friends, don't think he'll actually succeed in America. Okay, I get it. I get the juxtaposition that Glenn's friends, Jill, and the other gay guys are ironically not as supportive as a friend group compared to Russell's best friend, who is straight, but is actually supportive deep down. But they're not actually characters, they're plot devices. As supporting characters, they fall really flat. The movie obviously wants to center around these two boys. They practically beg you to fall in love with them. But these supporting characters have to be so strong as to carry an arc of their own. And I know I'm harping on this, but they can easily be replaced by a telephone, a silly prop, or even a goddamn conversation, which is what these two have been having. Whew. So they leave the party and they go on. Okay, fine. Admittedly. The best dream date every gay guy has ever hoped for. What? I can't be romantic? They go to an amusement park, they get drunk, they take some hard drugs. I call that a Wednesday. And then they end up in a rather strange conversation about gay lib. The conversation is about fighting for the right to marry and whether or not true love exists. All, of course, is a veiled attempt to hide a conversation that's pretty much, you know, I'm starting to fall in love with you. I am too, but I don't know. But won't we be so great together? I know, that's the sad part. It's actually really beautiful. It's kinda hot. But more than that, it is genuinely a good scene. Arguably the best in the entire movie. Let's wrap it up. They wake up, they don't know how to say goodbye, Russell goes to another filler scene. We know he's going to the train station. Why are we bothering with this? Then we go to the train station. It's very sad. We cry a little bit. Then we say goodbye as the two characters say goodbye to each other and to a rather spectacular weekend. So there you have it. The Weekend. A film that is, in its own right, groundbreaking and smart and powerful and poignant and yet shockingly very conservative. Now, admittedly, we are watching this in 2017, years after its initial release, but I just have this feeling that the film is ticking off items on a checklist of gay movie tropes. Frank discussion of fetishes.
I wanted to lick your pits.
Ironic juxtaposition of heteronormativity. Flipping off homophobes.
I swear to God, if you don't quit, I'm gonna come down there and fucking rape your holes. Do you hear me?
A one-night stand that means more. Gay men are into art.
Do you like art?
Yeah.
Gay men who's not into relationships or labels.
Have you got a boyfriend?
No, I don't have a boyfriend. I don't do boyfriends.
Cynicism about love.
Don't tell me that people get married because of love.
Chronicling every sex encounter. Gay friends can just be as toxic.
You're gonna say, oh, it's nice being around people of my own kind, you know, my own people, because they think the same as me, you know, we talk about all the same things, got the same things in common, but it's just not like that. You know, essentially, they're all just idiots as well.
Sleeping with your boyfriend's ex.
You'd have fucking loved
Who?
it. His name was John, though, not Paul.
Gay guy becoming more open about his sexuality. I can't remember your last name.
I couldn't remember your surname.
Open use of cigarette, alcohol, and drugs. A sad fucking ending. Bingo! Bingo! I call bingo! But is being traditional or reliant on tropes bad? Well, no. In a way, The Weeknd probably helped cement these tropes, and a lot of newer films are now more reliant on it. While still a checklist, and while most of those things can be seen in almost any other gay movie, tropes such as these can appear fresh when fired up with its own special thing. And The Weeknd has a special thing. It's dialogue. The way it pushes forward the plot with just two people talking. Well, almost two people. You know how I feel about. That was still relatively unique and something we should commend the film for. So all in all, The Weeknd is innovative, it's poignant, and it is beautiful. It is one of the best gay films out there. It deserves all the awards it's got, and in my opinion, it is not overrated, although it is flawed. Now, will it stand the test of time? Maybe, but also maybe not. My guess is it's a good movie, a great movie, but it is weighed down by its reliance on tropes and some narrative problems, as we have discussed. But you know what? Forget all that. Do watch it. Fire up your long weekend by watching The Weeknd. It's a great movie. You will love it. I also recommend a box of tissues nearby. For the tears, you dirty, dirty boys. This is Pink Leather and Lace. Now go and get laid.
Oh my god. What's wrong with you?